one and all. Back to another Zoom Racing League broadcast brought to you by myself and sadly not Seb. He is not here currently. He couldn't make it due to some personal issues. Don't know what's really going on, but we wish him the best. Obviously, also hi Forza. Thank you for being one of our biggest fans of Zoom Racing League. We really appreciate that over here. And welcome to qualifying. Yeah, it's going on right now. Things are happening. Things are being done. Let me get up all these track map data stuff and all that. See what these guys are doing. Okay, so I think currently D4 is currently now breaking into the 17. So we kind of missed half the quali, but I think that was Dr. Sogood's first lap. If I'm not wrong, yeah, he's going out. No, yeah, he's coming back in. That might have been his second or first lap. I'm not too sure. Yeah, but people have said probably about a lap, 2 laps so far. Ben currently on his lap, is going in. Had a mistake. Kaiser currently on a hot lap himself. So let's see what Kaiser can do, you know? Very hesitant on the gas. Turn 3 of Spain, not known for producing the most grip. So have to be very cautious on getting on power. Give me a second. There we go. Let me just minimize this. Minimize the small. Okay, so we are back, and Kaiser now doing a lap set at 19.1. That's his first lap. Not too great of a lap, but especially when some of these drivers are going 2 seconds faster. So let's see what Kaiser can do to repair his chances at getting to the top 5. I mean, he's now making his way out of New Holland. Now making it to the straight. Kaiser gets into the 18s. Very, very good time from Kaiser. Very competitive. You know, definitely good that he gets into those 18s. It seems like the top 5 are going to be aiming for 18s, and I think the pole is going to be somewhere in the 17s, mid-17s probably. Christian Cummings seems to be very on pace as Alfa Romeo of Buffalo Trace has gone around. Very unfortunate from the Alfa Romeo team principal, having a very unfortunate day around Spain without the S. Yeah, and not too much reserves today, not too much drivers today. We have 14 drivers on the grid today. Some that have missed Monaco, I think some of them being Biebre and Gibbs. I think Florida was there for Monaco, and NBA wasn't there. So some full-time drivers who we used to seeing that have come back now for Spain, as Biebre decides to go over the curb and send it. As Aero is now finishing up his lap, we'll see what he can do after his second run. As Aero crossed the line with a 17.6. Amazing job from the Mercedes driver. Pushing really hard to claw back his chances at a championship run. Aero's trying really hard, and I mean, he's making it happen. I mean, he's such a determined driver to work with, especially. He's very motivating, and it's interesting to see his work and how he's doing it. Especially Dr. Sogood. I mean, Christian Cummings, not that strong of a start. Touted as D4 champion very early on. Beginning a draft, actually. Very confident Duncan was in Christian Cummings' abilities, and I mean, he's showing it. I mean, Christian's definitely showing it. He's showing it in his qualifying pace, but he hasn't really been there in the race as much as he needs to be as a Red Bull driver. You know, you need to be in the front there as he makes a mistake on his qualifying lap. Not so great. You have to be very easy on the power lane, very linear. You don't want to be spiking the throttle too much as he's working his way through chicane rack, and now into New Holland as he gets onto the power. Does not decide to finish this lap, so Christian Cummings only has 1 lap left to take back pole. As Hudsey now as well is starting his lap. Gets on the grass. Hudsey taking a very, very, very aggressive line into Renault. Now into Repsol, keeps it nice and tight to the curb, washes out nice and wide, gets up all that nice speed, brings it in, brakes hard, takes it into the corner, nice and close. Hudsey having really good line coming out into width. So let's see what he can do here. Washes out a bit wide into width, could take a lot more curb there. Not surprised. Now into Kamsa. Gets a little bit off throttle. You don't want to spin the car there where it gets really, really light. For some reason now into Lac Calva. Makes his way to 4th gear. Gets on the power again too early. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the corners up around this track that is really Spain without the S. You know, it's very difficult to consistently do, especially when you're doing, you know, when you're going flat out. You know, you really want to get on the power as early as possible because it's a very misleading corner. You know, you see your exit, you see your next corner, and you're like, okay, I can get on the power now, but it's just not like that as multiple people are leaving the session. I wonder why is that? Bibri has left the session. Why is everyone leaving the session? Oh, we have a message in D4 General. What happened this time? Okay, so some people have been disconnected, now are going to be reconnecting. I think that was Bibri, Josh, and Florida. No, Florida's still on here. Yeah, so we're having some technical issues on the lobby side. Not very new to F1 as these guys are negotiating a lot of issues so far. Seems that D4 and D2 seem to have the most lobby issues out of all the divisions. As Gibbs makes a 18.9, not bad from the AlphaTauri driver. Has had an up and down season himself, as he needs to give room to the Alfa Romeo driver. Yeah, I mean, nothing else much to say. I mean, these are times that we definitely expected. These are times I expected, basically. I mean, I don't know if anyone else expected anything different. I expected probably one of the Red Bulls, maybe even NV8 to be in the 17s as well with Aero, but seems like it's just Christian and Aero fighting out for P1 currently. As I hope that Mercedes driver decides to come out of the pits because it's a bit late, but I guess he'll come out when he's ready. As both Red Bull drivers make their way onto the track. Yeah, and Spain is a very flowy track. It's very technical in the sense of you have to be very precise in your throttle and steering application. You need to be very smooth, you need to be very specific. And D4 being our lowest division and slowest division, I mean, none of these guys are technically slow, but the slowest out of the whole bunch that is the divisions of ZRL. These guys don't have quite the hardest grasp on throttle position. So we will be seeing lots of issues like we just saw with the two Red Bulls having slight small spins that completely crush lap time because this track is all about flowing through the corners and keeping up that minimum speed and momentum. So anyways, final lap. Let's see what Christian Cummings can do. I mean, he hit a 17.7. Clearly he can improve. So let's see what the Red Bull driver of Christian Cummings can do. Second, let me... Okay, hold on, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. 1 second. And we are back. Let's hop back on with Christian Cummings, who's now making his way through the fast right-hander of turn 12. Now making his way up to turn 11, sorry. And into turn 12, that's coming up very soon. As I'm pulling up the track map again. There we go. Yep. So now coming out of the final corner. Let's see what Christian Cummings can do. He's done a 17.7. Can he improve on it? Does a 17.5. Insanely good time from the Red Bull D4 driver of Christian Cummings. amazing time. Very competitive for D4, maybe even competitive for D3 as as Aero sets. Oh no, he didn't set a time. He's still on his lap. Never mind. Yeah, and Hutsy now coming around. I think he already finished his lap. I don't think he improved or not. I think he always had a 17.9, so the Red Bull driver has opted to do another lap with very low battery, maybe hoping something miracle can happen where just the lap comes together even better than the previous lap. Currently, Aero now negotiating the couple chicanes, making his way to the final exit, gets up to the power nice and early. Aero putting in a lot of work to get this lap together. Is it worth it? Is it going to make him get pole? And it does! Mercedes driver of Aero making his way up the pole with a 17.4, splitting fast lap from the Mercedes driver. As Christian Cummings has now lost his provisional pole and is now sent to second on the grid, as an Alfa Romeo driver had a spin up there. I think that was Kaiser. No, Kaiser's in the pits. That was Buffalo Trace. Last one, a lap of Florida, who just invalidated Hutsy, who has done another lap, weirdly enough, on the ERS. Does a 17.8, does improve on his lap, but not by much. Ben did a 17.9, so another D4 driver who has dipped into the 17s, and Hetrasy, Buffalo Trace, and Kevin Magnussen rounding down the top 10. Very unfortunate from these guys, not that great of laps. Could be doing a lot better. But these guys will normally fast in the race. Kevin Magnussen, Buffalo Trace, and Hetrasy are known to bring it better in the race, so hopefully we can see something great from them. Yeah, and that's your finishing positions. We have Aero, also known as Alejandre, in P1, Christian Cummings in P2, rounding out your front row, your second row, Hutsy. Maybe having a very unlucky qualifying due to him, I think due to him having a spin earlier, so he was on low battery. Maybe could have done pole if he didn't mess up that lap, so we'll be definitely figuring out what happened later on. Ben rounding up P4, finishing your second row of the grid with a 17.9, and the rest of the drivers, NVA and down, in the 18s or 19s. Very unfortunate qualifying from NVA. I expected a lot more from the Ferrari driver. I expected definitely him to be competing, especially being someone who was has a hand in the championship for sure. And yeah, so that's qualifying. Grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, make sure you get everything quickly, because D4 race is about to start after this. Okay, so welcome back. Qualifying has now ended and the race is now slowly beginning. Currently 6 seconds to start lights. We'll be hopping on board with Hutsy, having a couple of good starts, having a very good one in Monaco, but had an unfortunate collision as one more light to go, and we are off as the drivers now slowly make their way off the line. Hutsy, Red Bull driver, not getting a great start. Christian Cummings not getting a great start. Aero having a fantastic start, holding his position. Ben and everyone in the back as Hokage really gets clipped in the back. Hetrasy's made tons of positions up from this. Currently, Bibri making a move on Buffalo Trace. NVA holding position. Interesting start so far for the midfield team. I mean, Florida made a bunch of positions. Hetrasy made a bunch of positions. I'm pretty sure I see a little bit of B-Boy Simba action in there as well, as Kevin Magnussen makes a dive down the inside on Biebre. Gets onto the pole and seals his position. I mean, what a great race so far. I mean, everyone was safe. I think the only person that got screwed over there was Hokage. Will be sad to see that from the only Aston driver driving today. Keisler getting very close to the back of Florida. Might be using a little bit of battery trying to claw back his position that he just lost. Okay, let's get some lap data on here. Let's see positional changes. Our biggest winner, Hetrasy, and our biggest loser, Hokage. Very interesting so far. I mean, Hetrasy needs to definitely take advantage of these positional changes and make the most of his race. I mean, also, let's look at the tires. I mean, we haven't seen the tires situation. Everyone's on hards. Okay. Tire situation. Everyone on hards. Very interesting. We'll keep it on penalties for now as Sir Alejandro sets the fastest lap. No, not surprised as he is in first place. Currently, no one seems to be making a move besides Biebre and Kevin Magnussen, who are dueling it out currently. Buffalo Trace hoping to make up some positions, definitely after that awful qualifying that he has had. Hoping to definitely make some most out of, definitely hoping to make the most out of the race. Yeah, and I mean, it's Spain. Not much action happens on here. It's similar to Monaco. Most of the cars have spread out now. Everyone is about almost a second away from each other. Closest driver to another is Ben, who's hunting down the back of Hudsey currently. Also, Christian Cummings is getting extremely close to the back of Aero. Let's check. Yeah, pit stop. Predicted pit stop is a medium hards. Everyone's on hards, so AWS not doing a good job there. Christian Cummings is currently on 84% battery, so light battery usage, maybe not light battery usage as he's dumping down the straight. Yeah, Christian Cummings is definitely making use of his battery right now at 73% to make his way closer to the Mercedes driver of Aero. Currently, B-Boy Simba getting nice and close to Hetrasy. Keeps it down the inside. Can't make the corner. Outside's a lot stronger there. Tries to make a switchback. Hetrasy parks it on the apex, slowing B-Boy Simba down as Gibbs comes out of nowhere. Gibbs charging down Hetrasy currently, and as Hetrasy dips a tire onto the grass, very unfortunate as he's lost 2 positions now as B-Boy Simba and Gibbs get past him. Very interesting from what these drivers are doing so far. I mean, Gibbs just charging down the inside of Tin 3, now into Tin 9. Yeah. Interesting to see how these guys are going to shape out. Gibbs seeming to be definitely the fastest driver of this group. B-Boy Simba definitely also catching up to the back of Gibbs. So it's going to be an interesting fight between these two. Aero has also closed out about a second of a gap to Christian Cummings, so he's slowly making his gap for the lead as we have a yellow flag. I think that's that's a Williams. That's Biebre. Sadly gone off. Okay, let's hop back on with B-Boy Simba. DRS is enabled this lap, so B-Boy Simba's dumping his battery, has DRS, trying to get really nice and close to Gibbs. Decides to go around the outside. Breaks nice and deep, giving Gibbs just enough space to manage with. Slows down too much on exit and sacrifices way too much exit speed to make a move. This actually gives Hetrasy a chance, who actually gets a lot closer to Aaron G. So Hetrasy definitely taking it very careful, touching the grass again. Hetrasy, you need to turn, mate. Turn the car. Yeah, and let's see anything else that's happening around here. Ben is still trying to charge down these 2 raging Red Bulls, who seem to be having a slightly difficult time keeping up with Aero, who's now lengthened the gap to about a second, who's now lost that gap about 0.2 with Tin 11. Ben getting really close to the back of Hudsey. The Alpine driver will definitely be looking to make a move sometime soon. He does not want to wait. Making a move is very difficult, especially when you're sitting back in DRS of 2 other people. as Hetrosy is dumping his battery. Hutsy is also dumping his battery, but Christian Cummings has also gotten DRS from Aero, so they're all going to be benefiting from that. Yeah, Ben is using a lot of battery to catch up to Hutsy right now. He's got his eyes set on P3 currently. As Ben, oh no, Ben has a slow spin. Very unfortunate, pushing up a bit too hard on exit there. Showing the grievances of Spain, where if you just pass that harsh limit, you just lose everything. I mean, he's lost over 3 seconds and a position to NBA. He's slowly trying to catch up to the back of Hutsy. And it's currently a second down, so he's definitely hoping to make up some ground and hoping to catch that DRS. So Hutsy's definitely going to have to stop beating his battery to catch up to the front guys ahead. And Hutsy's just slowly holding his position behind Christian Cummings. Nothing much happening so far. Everyone seems to at least be 2 seconds or more away from each other, as Dr. So Good does not get DRS. Yeah, he does not get DRS this lap. So does use his battery though. Let's check how much battery Christian Cummings is on. He's currently on 57%. Aero is currently on full battery. So Aero's just being chilling while Christian Cummings is using a lot of his batteries at 56%. He's at a 50% disadvantage against Aero. Hutsy is also at almost max battery, so Hutsy and Aero are chilling. Christian Cummings seems to be the only one really using battery right now, so seems to be the only one that kind of needs that pace boost. So definitely Hutsy and Christian will definitely be probably switching positions soon, as Hutsy definitely has more potential right now to catch Aero ahead. Let's hop back on with NBA, who's definitely using his barrier to catch up to Hutsy from behind. Hutsy and Christian are going to have to stop pushing because they don't want anyone else coming into this mix of a fight between them and a win. So adding NBA is just not a good thing. So Hutsy's definitely going to be asking Christian to start picking up that pace, you know, because NBA is about to break the 1 second gap coming into this corner, most likely, as he does. Not Christian, but NBA makes DRS, so NBA has now added himself to this train and also just adds fastest lap in his pocket. Ben in quite literally no man's land right now, not doing much. We have the two AlphaTauri boys doing their thing, P6 and 7, very good positions from AlphaTauri. Yeah, and B-Boy Simba in P8 and Hetrosy in P9. I mean, no positions have really changed much. The bottom 8 seem to be all out of DRS, and the top 7 seem to all be in trains besides Ben, who is the only person not in a train. He's probably going to be under threat by these AlphaTauri boys, who can swap DRS and make positions up. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys do, as NBA has made up a significant gap on Hutsy, just slowly making his way towards the two Red Bull drivers, as Hutsy as well has made up a gap to his teammate Christian Cummings. So Hutsy 100% battery, Christian Cummings 50% battery, 60% battery actually. So Hutsy definitely using the DRS that he's being given as an advantage to save battery rather than use it. So I don't know, Christian Cummings might start to think that he needs to start using battery, as he needs to start making progress to Era ahead. As NBA is also making his way up into the back of the Red Bulls. Hutsy will not want to stay in that position for too long and be under attack by NBA, while Christian sits outside of Era's DRS. I think that is the Williams driver of Bibri who's having another incident. Sad to see that from the Williams driver. He's had such a good start to the season early in the Brazil GP, and now he just seems to be struggling all of a sudden. The winter break has helped some drivers, but the winter break has also made some drivers a lot weaker. Some of those drivers who have gotten weaker are definitely Bibri, Kaisler, Aaron Green might have gotten a little bit weaker, I'm not too sure. Some of those people who have gotten stronger are definitely people like Florida, Gibbs, Arrow, Hudsey. I think Hudsey was always good from the start, but Christian Cummings is definitely coming back as well. And I mean, a lot of these drivers are picking up the pace. I mean, Hokage definitely one of those drivers who definitely fell up a lot from going to almost winning the Brazil race to now back of D4 in Spain. Nothing much else to say, just waiting for something to happen, and something has happened as Florida spins it around. Unfortunate from the AlphaTauri driver, he was having such a good race in P6. Now he's dropped all the way down to P11. Very unfortunate from the AlphaTauri driver. He's going to be trying to recover that race. His teammate Gibbs now 7 seconds behind Ben, who's currently in no man's land as well. And D-Boy Simba is now behind Gibbs. Does not have DRS anymore. So Aaron's definitely going to be looking to make a move soon. Ooh! Something interesting is going on here. Christian Cummings getting really close to the back. The Petrosy coming out those two final corners, the chicane. Arrow having a little bit of a mistake, probably. Kaiser's overtaken. Kaiser's currently going wheel to wheel with Kevin Magnussen. Kevin Magnussen, the unfortunate victim of what's going on right now. Up back on 9 Kaiser. Yeah, him and Kevin Magnussen are currently drilling out of P9. As they're both going wheel to wheel into Pin 4. Oh, Hudsey's in P5. Hudsey's made a mistake. Oh, I'm now noticing this. So Hudsey probably has made a mistake somewhere in La Causa for sure, because he's currently lost 5 seconds, 4 seconds to the leaders. So something may have happened there. Maybe something happened between NVA and Hudsey, or just Hudsey just got plain unlucky. So NVA now in the podium places. Christian Cummings not having his teammate to back him up in the rear to protect him from NVA. So all these drivers are all on their own. As Hudsey currently makes an overtake on Ben. Ben conceding the position to Hudsey. D-Boy Simba getting very close to the back of Gibbs. Definitely going to be looking to make a move next lap if he can keep up this momentum. Happening right now. So let's just enjoy some of these downshift noises that come from these cars. Red Bull specifically sounds fucking fantastic downshifting, as Christian Cummings is definitely getting an amazing run on Arrow right now. Arrow definitely going to be using some of his battery. Yep, definitely using some of his battery to defend this position. Christian Cummings touting to go on the outside. Not a good position for Arrow, who actually outbreaks Christian Cummings and makes the corner. It's interesting to see. I think Arrow is definitely going to be wanting to hold his position and, you know, definitely not give it up, because track position is just so important here. and overtaking is definitely something you don't want to be doing later on in the race. You just want to have your foot on the gas and just keep the car in the middle of the track. And this has also given NV a chance to catch up a lot. Being 5/10 now behind Christian Cummings is going to have to start worrying about NVA. Maybe not worry too much because NVA has used a lot of his batteries now, 25%. So NVA is going to be looking to hopefully benefit off of any mistakes that these guys make ahead. And Hutsy now making his way back to the front. Definitely hoping to make some moves later on in the race. Maybe do an undercut, overcut. We'll see what the Red Bull Garage happens to plan out. As Christian Cummings makes a mistake, if I'm not too wrong. This is going to give NVA a chance to make a move. So if NVA busts his battery right now, I think he has a chance to make a move here. Not too sure. No, he doesn't. He decides not to get on this battery and seize the opportunity, but NVA decides to sit back and probably recharge his battery. He's been having a difficult race so far, so definitely looking to manage up his battery to some of these guys. Aero and Christian both, they're both flush on battery usage, so both these guys are pushing the same amount, 100%. So see what happens the next couple of laps when pit stops come out. See these guys' different strategies, what they've been practicing, and what they've been going to be doing. As Christian Cummings seems to struggle in that corner quite a bit. And I got an EA error. Awesome, dude. Well, we're having some technical difficulties, everybody. We'll be right back. Okay, and we are back. Sorry, guys, having a little bit of technical difficulties from EA. As someone's in the wall already. I think that's Bibri again. Yeah, Bibri's having a very difficult time this race. Unfortunate to see as he spins himself again. Bibri, take your foot off the throttle. Just go nice and gentle. Bibri. Calm down on the throttle, man. Bibri. Just drive slow, man. You're overheating your tires. Bibri's having a little bit of difficulty of putting his foot slightly down instead of fully as he does it again. Yeah, I'm just going to keep watching Bibri and see how much times he does it. That's 3 times, 4 times now. Okay, as I think that's Okage Roby makes his way past Bibri. Okay, let's head back in the front. Hutsy and Hetrosy both in the pits. Both opting for the medium tires, obviously. Christian Era and Christian Cummings and Envy and Ben have decided to stay out and keep pushing. So we'll see how this happens, how this goes. Let's see where Hutsy comes out. I mean, hopefully he's going to be coming up behind the driver of Mercedes, but doesn't. Oh no, never mind. I forgot Hetrosy like was a lot further back than Hutsy. So yeah, he's going to be coming out in fresh air. So, Hutsy currently, let's see, fastest lap. Hutsy is currently 29.1 seconds behind the leader. Kaiser being 24.7, so these drivers are going to have to start trying to make their pit stops now before they get undercut by Hutsy, who is on fresh medium tires. So back on the intervals. Way does not decide to pit. Era staying out. Maybe not a good call because Christian Cummings is right behind him. Envy does decide to pit. Kind of a smart move. It is kind of late now. Pit stop should be started happening now. Era deciding to defend. Makes a successful defense, and Christian can't do anything about it. Ben's also into the pits, so we have Envy now coming out. Let's see if he makes his way ahead of Hutsy, and he does by a very good margin. So, wanting to Christian and Aero, NVA is now on your tail. And Hutsy is kind of out of the pit window, so is Kaiser, so we'll see what these guys are going to be doing as NVA is currently 21.3 seconds behind both P1 and P2, so he's going to be gaining time after turn 9. So these guys are going to have to decide if they're going to be staying out or if they're staying in. Okay, so Aero is in the pits, and Christian Cummings decides to stay out. So NVA is currently coming to the, not NVA, but Aero is currently coming to the pits, and NVA is currently making his way around the track. NVA is on these fresh tires. They are a little bit stronger right now. They should be up to operating temperature as they reach 87 degrees on the carcass. So let's see. Was the later pit stop with it? Did Aero make his way ahead of the Ferrari? And it's going to be a close one, it seems, as Aero makes his way ahead of NVA. Yeah, very close there. Let's not also forget that Aero is going to be on cold tires, so he's going to have to be very careful on pushing out. NVA is on warmer tires, so he's going to have a grip advantage for a couple of laps. But Aero's definitely going to have to make his car nice and wide so that NVA doesn't take advantage of the fact that he just came out the pits. Yeah, and NVA definitely braking really late, knowing he has a huge grip advantage, trying to take advantage of that, and just trying to scare Aero into a mistake. Yep, so gap to the leaders right now is 20.9. If Christian Cummings decides to pit right now, he'll be pitting behind both Aero and NVA. And Christian Cummings decides to stay out, so it seems like he's deciding to stay out for one extra lap. Unfortunate, since pit stop time here is 21.1 seconds, I believe, so he's currently pitting behind Aero. So maybe Red Bull's opting for having fresher mediums and banking off the fact that Christian might be a little bit faster than these two guys. Envy is definitely excited at the fact that he's now fighting, has a chance to fight for this win, and Aero definitely going to be holding on to this, you know? Definitely going to be pushing really hard. We'll see what the Mercedes drivers can do as Envy makes a mistake. And that's main people. I mean, one little bit of too much throttle can cause you to lose, I mean, almost a second of time. I mean, Envy has fallen back so far. And Aero has already gained 4/10 on Christian Cummings. So yeah, interesting race so far as these drivers make their way into their second stint, as Hudsey had a very unfortunate spin, has kind of ruined his race and his chances. Not ruined his race necessarily, but has definitely ruined his chances at seeing a podium. Very unfortunate for the Red Bull driver. He's definitely been working hard on himself and practicing a lot, so he definitely maybe deserved to be in that fight, as well as Envy is now out of Aero's DRS, and Christian Cummings will now probably most likely be behind these two guys, if I'm not wrong, as Aero and Envy make their way into the chicane, and Christian Cummings is now finished. So it's going to be a nice close fight here. Aero's probably definitely dumping his battery as he's coming up, and he, yep, as I expected, flies past Christian Cummings, who's now behind both of the drivers. He is going to be on cold tires as well, so he definitely has to win some battery here to keep a gap of DRS to Envy and Aero, which he doesn't do. Oh no, he is doing it. He's definitely winning a lot of battery. He's going to have to win his whole battery to get back into this fight. I mean, it's Envy's and Aero's fight right now, as NVA, sorry, gets the fastest for his sector, and Aero seems to be struggling a little bit in confidence into turn 5. That's forward and now gets into the pits as Tetra C probably is going to be getting this from that. Yep, Tetra C now into Killer. Heisman, Kevin Magnussen are going wheel-to-wheel again. Very close racing between these two. They seem to be bumping heads each time I check. These two guys are going at it for the whole race so far, as Bieber gets a 3-second time penalty, one of the first penalties of the race. As NVA is getting extremely close to the back of Aero down the main straight. Definitely probably using some battery there, as yeah, he did use 20% of his battery to close up to the back of Aero. Yeah, and I think Christian Cummings now making his way up to the back of NVA. So Christian Cummings has re-added himself to this equation and said, like, hey, I'm not out yet. I'm still in this fight, as he slowly makes his way into the DRS of NVA. So he's gonna have DRS this corner, which is just going to help him close up the gap and get himself into this wheel-to-wheel fight for the win. And so NV now has to worry about the charging Red Bull that is now behind him, and worry about trying to get past Aero. There's going to be a lot of pressure on NV as he screws up the exit, which does not help his chances at all against Christian Cummings. Because Christian definitely has fresher tires and maybe a slight pace advantage from what I've seen. So Christian will definitely be looking to make some magic happen these next laps. Yes, nothing is really happening at the moment. Most of the drivers have spaced out. It's just a battle with P1 right now that is very unclimactic, as these guys really can't make any moves on each other, as Christian has made a mistake, and NBA seems to be just chilling in the DRS of Edo currently, who's gaining in other places besides the straight. Okay, I am back. Sorry, guys. Currently, last couple of laps, nothing much has been happening besides NBA crawling his way up near P1, where Era is, and Christian Cummings coming back into the DRS. NBA is out of battery, while Aero currently at 40% battery, so big battery difference between these two guys here. I mean, NBA having a struggle with his battery, definitely using a lot more than he should. Arrow definitely in a more comfortable position. Christian Cummings definitely taking advantage of that by putting pressure on Envy. He can definitely see doesn't have enough battery, so be an interesting turn of events these next couple of laps as these guys have about I don't know how much laps. 2 more laps. Yes, I can do math. They have about 2 more laps, these boys, and let's see what they can do. I mean, 4/10 behind. NV doesn't have enough battery to bust to catch up to Arrow, so all Arrow needs to do is just use the much more. His battery. I mean, look, NV is barely gaining anything on him because Arrow has a lot more battery to work with than NBA. So Arrow's job here is more than secure. He just needs to do this last lap and round it off with the next lap, and he's in a good spot. And I mean, not only that, but we have the Haas of. Wait, what? Who's that ahead of him? Oh no, it's an Alfa Romeo of Buffalo Trace, who can possibly give DRS to the Red Bull, not the Red Bull, but Mercedes driver. So Buffalo Trace can give a helping hand to Aero, unintentionally, obviously, as he has to get out the way, but still, DRS is not that bad, especially down this straight, so he's definitely going to be getting DRS down this straight. Aero's making his way to it. Yep, gets DRS. Flicks it in as Aero will not, NB will not be getting advantage that straight due to him getting DRS as well. And I mean, like, nothing much has changed. I think Hutzi made a mistake as Ben has made a position on him. Not too sure what happened there as I was gone. Florida seems to have made his way back up to P11. Petrosy seems to be in no man's land in P10. And this is the final lap. I mean, this is NDA's last chance to make an overtake. And, I mean, Eric just has the battery. He's won the battery game. You know, he has a lot more battery to play with. He can keep NVA at bay. NVA getting a little bit desperate, braking really late, hoping for just something to happen as the Ferrari driver makes a mistake. No! NVA spins around as Kevin Magnussen intentionally kills himself. I'm not too sure what happened there. Yeah, as NVA makes a mistake. Super unfortunate. Yeah, very super unfortunate. Ben's currently behind him, so it's going to be a race for P3 right now. As Ben currently faking NVA out, saying, hey, I'm going to go on the inside, you know, worry about me. So it's going to be a nice close-net battle for P3. Ben's definitely can take an advantage to get an interview, plus make his way to the podium. So Ben might need to be pushing his battery a lot here to see if he can get a chance. Ben thinks about it, can't make it, just too far ahead. So NV has gotten really lucky, and he's made his way on keeping a podium. So we're gonna be able to get to talk to NVA, the man who missed out on P2. Only lost 3 points, so not too big of a bad day for NVA. He has still come out with the podium and a great drive from NVA himself. And that is it. That is your race winner. Twice in a row now. Edo coming out right behind him is Christian Cummings, who gained an advantage from NVA pushing his car too hard. Ben rounds out your P4. Solid drive from the Alpine driver. Hutzi finishes up P5. Kaiser P6. B-Boy Simba P7. Gibbs P8. Hokage Rolly very close to the back of Gibbs. Maybe something can happen here. Not too sure. Let's see what happens. Can't really make much moves down to this corner, but Gibbs seems to have protected himself on the exit. So that is P8 for Gibbs, P9 for Hokage Rolly. Hetrosy, my man. P10, solid drive from the Mercedes driver. Got very unlucky. Spain is not his favorite race, so hopefully he can come back strong in Silverstone. Florida in P11. Unfortunate drive from the AlphaTauri boy. Had a lot more pace, but unfortunately lost out a lot. We have Buffalo Trace finishing at P12. Kevin Magnussen probably intentionally killing himself, and Biebrey finishing out as last place. I just want to give a big shout out to Biebrey. I don't know how he finished that race sitting last for so long. I would have probably retired by then. Kudos to Biebrey for sticking out the whole race. And yeah, that's your race. We have, I think that was Kaisla as driver of the day, so not my driver of the day. My driver of the day definitely would be Ben, who's taken his opportunities and stayed consistent throughout the whole race. And yeah, and also my other driver of the day would definitely be Aero, holding position, keeping tight, and managing his battery excellently to put him in a favorable position near the end to secure the win. So congrats to Aero. Wonderful win by him, and congrats to Christian and NVA, who have also made it onto the podium. So we will be talking to these boys soon as we wait for the interviews. So we will be right back as we get to the interviews. Okay, so we are back, and yeah, I mean, let's get on to the interviews. Let's bring in NVA. Unfortunate drive from him so far, so let's see what he has to say. Hey, NVA, what's up, man?
Dude, not the way I wanted to end that race.
Yeah, a very unfortunate spin near the end there. Can you walk us through what happened?
I was just, pushing hard to try and, get in a position to overtake Arrow, and just, you know, tires were not quite there. But I mean, first week back, I haven't played this game really since November, and I'm on a setup that is way different from my last one. I'm in the process of moving, so I'm on a desk clamp and have my pedals weighed down by like 30 pounds. So I'll take a P3, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, 3 points lost from that spin, not too bad. You kept Ben behind you, so not such a big loss, more so just a bigger loss of losing a P2. So, not too big of a loss. I mean, a great recovery, from keeping Ben behind you. I thought he was gonna send it on you, but you seem to defend well. And yeah, I mean, welcome back for your stuff. I mean, how long have you been away now?
I missed the past 3 weeks, so half the season so far.
Yeah,
But I mean, glad to keep my streak of podiums alive, I guess.
yeah, definitely. I mean, you've
That's
gotten a
about the only positive I can take away from that race.
Yeah, you've gotten a P2, P1, P1 with fastest lap, and another well, not another, but a new P3, which will be putting you somewhere in P5 in the championship as Aero is currently hunting down the Red Bull duo of Hudson and Christian, who are now going to be, I think Aero's going to be in P3 or P2, and then Christian's going to be P1. So you guys are having a nice little title fight going on, and I
Yeah,
guess you're going to have to play catch up for the rest of the season.
yeah. I mean, I knew that coming into the season. I knew I was finishing up school and gonna have to move, so I was expecting it. Not excited to see the close title fight, but thanks for broadcasting it. You
Yeah,
have
no
a good
problem.
rest of your day.
Yeah, man, you have a great day, NVA. Great race, anyways. You showed strong pace, and I can't wait to see what we can do in Silverstone. And Christian Cummings.
What's
Christian,
up?
how you doing, my man?
Doing good. Happy about the finish.
Happy about the finish. Nice. I mean, your race was pretty strong, pretty healthy. I mean, I didn't see much errors from you. Maybe like little spins into 10 or 11, but
hmm
besides that, your race seemed pretty textbook.
Yeah, I felt really good. It was just my brother was getting pissed because I couldn't get a strong exit out of that last turn, and then we didn't listen to Duncan and hit the undercut, so that kind of messed me up a little bit. We lost a
Yeah.
decent amount of time there, but it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the P2. I got lucky. I mean, MVA spun there and kind of saved me at the end. So
Yeah, definitely. He definitely saved you 3 points that you definitely might need now, as Arrow is currently on a winning streak,
oh
and
yeah,
currently has I think he's clawed back about 20 points on you guys, 23. So
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys are
He's
now
killing
all
it.
four of you in a title fight now, so that's gonna be really fun to see and broadcast the next couple of days. I mean
Yeah,
weeks.
for sure. I love it. I love it. It makes me more motivated. I was getting kind of unmotivated there around Christmas, and it's getting fun again. So I'm excited for this second half.
Awesome, Christian. It's nice to see all three of you have some nice, strong competition. Even Hutzi, I would say, is also strong competition in this race. I mean, I just have really one question. Hutzi was kind of sitting behind you and seemed to be a little bit fast as he wasn't using much battery. I mean, were you guys thinking of swapping positions maybe, or was there no talk about that?
Not really. I was kind of nervous. I was hitting some bad turns. I knew that if I nailed a lap that I mean, I felt like I was faster, so not really.
Yeah, that's all I have to say, Christian. I mean, great race. Keep up the great work. You're doing great. Yeah, fell in your role as the net Red Bull #1 driver, so keep it up, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Have a good one, Christian. So we're bringing in Edo, our race winner of D4, not D3.
I was
Eh,
talking to them.
Edo,
Look like a leer.
welcome to P1 again, man. How do you feel?
Pretty delivered. Like I didn't practice a lot. I had overrated friends, so when I got onto the Spain track, I was really bad. There hasn't been a single practice I didn't spin at, and now I didn't spin. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't push a lot, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, very close race. I mean, you had moments where these guys did catch up to you.
Yeah.
They seem to have gotten wheel to wheel with you, but you seem to chop that leg off and just keep going. You know, definitely showing the great defense that you've been building up since Monaco, where you seem to be very difficult to pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
It's true that it's a really hard track to pass. It was my first Cedar race here, wet 2 seasons ago, where it was Inter's conditions. I did a lot of pass. I started P16, P5. I did want to do a great race here because of the memories I had there, but I think I couldn't have a better race than that. Even though I didn't fight a lot, I didn't push a lot, I didn't. Yeah, it's still a great race for the championship, but not a great like. I would have liked to battle a bit more, to fight a bit more this track.
Yeah, and I mean, you still have some more fighting to do. I mean, you are still a little bit behind on the championship. You have clawed back about 20 points or so, especially after this race. So, I mean, I think you will be about P3 in the championship, P2, so far. So, you'll definitely be having a hard fight as Christian now says he's motivated and he's gonna be practicing a lot more. So, I guess you're gonna have to match that.
Yeah, I should be too. I had 2 days to practice. Next week I'm gonna have 4 or maybe 3, I don't know, but I'm gonna try to fight to practice a lot more.
Awesome. Awesome, Era. Well, great race, great job. Keep it up. And yeah, I mean, that was Spain D4. I mean, interesting race. Not too much action happening. It is Spain. Not too much action happens anyways, but couple spins. We've seen NV have a very unfortunate last spin in turn 3, and that kind of sums up the race. Nothing much else happened. So that was your D4 race, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have a good night or good day, depending where you are. And yeah, take care. And coming to you soon next day, Saturday, 8 p.m. EST. D3 and D2 are going to be charging along. So, see ya.